Welcome to Tiny Toy Tussle.
TTT is a Robot Rumble 2 tournament with competitors sending in Hexbug scale toys to battle it out inside a custom-built arena, until one bot is left to be crowned the Tiny Toy Champion.
For this pilot run, 8 of BlooperSphoof's own replicas will take to the arena.
This pilot event will follow a tree-style tournament, with each bot fighting until they either have a full 3 fights, or 2 losses. Their final placing will be decided by how well they do throughout the bracket. Every contender enters round 1 on the same level, but a win will bump them into the higher bracket, and a loss will drop them into the lower bracket for round 2.
Losers from the lower bracket in round 2 will be sent home with 2 losses. The winners, however, get a chance to fight for 4th place. Meanwhile, in the higher bracket, winners of round 2 go into the grand final to fight for 1st and 2nd place, while the losers scrap it out to get that last coveted podium place.
The fights will last a single minute in this pilot episode, so let's see our first 2 contestants.
From Battlebots, Tombstone.
The first of our real Hexbug replicas, Tombstone enters the event with a vicious horizontal spinner, and a thirst for another trophy.
From Battlebots, Duck.
Don't throw bread at this tiny toy unless you want to be pegged to death. Duck hopes to make you all quackers by making its way to the final today.
3, 2, 1, go.
A tense fight between the 2 legendary Hexbugs goes to the judges, who have gone with Tombstone to move on to the higher bracket. Let's see who they'll face from this next match. From Robot Wars, Carbide.
Oh, what could have been? The Hexbug we all wanted to see. Will this Carbide be as successful as its real-life counterpart?
From Battlebots, Whiplash.
The lightest of the competitors at only 0.481 kilograms, but you shouldn't underestimate this formidable Whiplash replica.
3, 2, 1, go.
The Robot Wars champion falls from grace into the lower bracket as the judges deem Whiplash the winner. They will be meeting Tombstone in round 2. Up next,
from BlooperSphoof, I.
a bot of BlooperSphoof's own design, I currently stands with 2 losses and not a single win to its name. Will the Hexbug version buzz its way to glory?
From Robot Wars, Firestorm.
The best front hinge flipper the world has ever seen. Pulled straight from the early 2000s, can Firestorm flip their way to victory?
3, 2, 1, go.
Firestorm burns on in the competition with a tight win against Humanite, who continues with their historic lack of wins. Now let's meet our last two competitors. From Robot Wars, Behemoth.
Behemoth has never had all too much luck in Robot Wars. Let's hope the robotic gods give it a chance today.
From Battlebots, Blacksmith.
It may have lost its ferocious flame, but you still don't want to get caught under the might of Blacksmith's hammer.
3, 2, 1, go.
Round 1 wraps up with Behemoth moving on to meet a Robot Wars competitor they have never fought before, Firestorm, in the higher bracket of round 2. Before that, it's time to see if Whiplash can finally get their revenge against the bot that has kicked the teeth in on 2 occasions already.
3, 2, 1, go.
Whiplash finally gets a solid win over the devastating blade of Tombstone and moves on to the grand final at the end of this episode. Tombstone still has a chance to get onto the podium by facing whoever loses the second higher bracket battle. Before that, we go down to the lower bracket to find out who can scramble together a victory. Up first is the legendary spinner of Carbide against the unbreakable duck.
3, 2, 1, go.
After going the full minute, Duck has been deemed the winner by the judges, and will now go on to face the winner of the next lower bracket fight. It's farewell to Carbide now, however, who is the first to drop out of the competition, having now received 2 losses. Up next we have 2 machines that lost in the first round to Robot Wars royalty. Who will fare better and take on Duck in round 3?
2, 1, go.
Despite landing some solid shots on Umenani, Blacksmith now goes home after losing all control points to their opponent. Before we see how the battle between the lower bracket winners goes, we go back up to the higher bracket for the final fight of round 2. The Yellow Perils from Britain, it is Behemoth versus Firestorm.
3, 2, 1, go.
The judges had no issue awarding the win to Firestorm after that fight. Behemoth tripped on their scoop but will have a chance to redeem themselves in the third place playoff. Round 3 is now set with 6 Tiny Toys moving on to their third and final chance to decide their ranking. Up first we see the winners from the lower bracket. After losing intense fights in round 1, Duck and Umenani have one last chance to prove those losses were just a fluke and bag 4th place in this tournament.
3, 2, 1, go.
Duck just could not get under the flipper of Umenani and now leaves the competition with a second loss to its name. The Umenani toy ends the tournament with more wins than its heavyweight counterpart could have ever dreamed of. Now it's onto the podium level battles. First up, the ever unlucky Behemoth takes on the oldest Hexbug and most feared design in the world. It's Behemoth versus Tombstone fighting for third place.
3, 2, 1, go.
Behemoth bullies Tombstone around the arena and snatches a close judge's decision, meaning they place third in this pilot tournament. Up next, 2 legends duke it out in the grand final. The newest of the Hexbug range, Whiplash, hopes to outdrive the sharp wedge of Firestorm. Neither has won a championship until now. Let's see who can take home that third vital victory.
3, 2, 1, go.
full-on tense to and fro between these ferocious toys. Both showed what they're capable of to the best of their abilities in a fantastic final, but only one can be crowned the winner of this Tiny Toy Tussle pilot tournament.
The winner, by a hair's width, is Firestorm. This means the final rankings for the Tiny Toy Tussle pilot places Firestorm in first, Whiplash in second, Behemoth snatches third, while Newman and I clawed their way back to fourth place. In fifth is Tombstone, followed by Duck in sixth. Carbide and Blacksmiths trail with 2 losses each in joint 7th place.
Keep an eye out for Season 1 of Tiny Toy Tussle with competitors from Discord sending in their own Hexbug replicas.
Thank you all so much for watching, and until Season 1, farewell.